What's going on, guys? Radio Graffiti here, and today I want to talk to you guys about House of the Dragon Season 2. Now, with Game of Thrones, I too was very disappointed with Season 8. I think Season 1 through 4, some of the best written television I've ever seen. Season 5 and 6 were good, but had a couple of problems here and there. 7 was just kind of a mess, and then Season 8, we just took this thing right off a cliff. So when House of the Dragon Season 1 came out, I didn't really care. In fact, I didn't even watch it till it already came out on Blu-ray. Then I eventually got to Season 1 and thought, wow, this is a pretty good show. So I was pretty excited for Season 2. And then we get to Season 2, and... well, let me start with what I like. There are some things I really liked about this season. For example, Otto Hightower was a pretty good character for the couple scenes he was in. The scene where Otto Hightower basically gets fired from Hand of the King, that scene was fantastic. His reaction was just hilarious. And what has Sir Christian Cole done? Fantastic. Amazing acting. This show has some really great actors. Speaking of Christian Cole, I really like how they make him more of a hateable douchebag this season. He's nowhere near Joffrey or Ramsay, but he's still a pretty hateable character in the show. Somebody that I think pretty much everybody just wants to see have a horrible death. Because he's such a fuck up, and he loves to blame everybody else for his problems. Like when he sends that twin brother over to go try to kill Rhaenyra. He starts feeling guilty because the little prince got killed in episode 1. And he's like, fuck Christian Cole. This guy's an asshole. He's also such a massive hypocrite. I also like the scene with Alicent and Rhaenyra when they had their little conversation at the candles. It was pretty interesting to see that Alicent realized that she messed up what Viserys was actually saying when he was dying. Even though she realizes she messes up, that she realizes it's way too late because blood has already been shed. Also, the effects throughout the entire show looks fantastic. These dragons look extremely real. The only part that was a little iffy was in episode 4 when they have the dragon battle. Some of the green screen was kind of noticeable, but it was just a minor little complaint. All the dragons still looked really good. They look just as good as they did on Game of Thrones. In fact, it seems like it's getting better every season. Also, probably the last thing I have for a positive was the whole thing with the twin brothers killing each other. That was an absolutely crazy scene that I did not see coming. The other brother kills himself because he had to kill his own brother. That's just very sad and emotional and amazing Game of Thrones. That's the kind of stuff you expect. Something so twisted and messed up. That was really well done. Unfortunately, that's kind of where my positives end with the season. I'm sure there's a couple here and there, but those are really the ones that stuck out to me for the season. I couldn't even finish this season because this season was so slow, it was so boring, that after episode 6, I just said, I'm out. I couldn't even finish the season. It was just a snooze fest. I mean, we move at a snail's pace. Let me start with, I think, is the worst offender, Damon. Damon was like the best character in the entire show. Season 1, he was a badass. Then he gets into an argument with Rhaenyra, and then he just kind of just takes off, which that argument scene was pretty good, but Damon ends up getting kicked out of the house, basically, and he goes to some shithole castle for the entire season, and he just starts tripping and having a bunch of cameo visions. Characters from season 1. We get young Rhaenyra, we get Viserys, and we get one of his wives from season 1. I'm curious why all these cameos aren't considered key jangling. I guess it only counts if it's superhero content, but nonetheless, it's just extremely boring. Like, I don't want to see Damon, the best character in the entire show, just trip balls in Harrenhal for the entire season. How is this interesting? I want to see him actually do something. He's just laying in bed and he's just like, oh, whoa, what the fuck was that? Oh, no. Come on, dude, get your ass up and go do something cool, go do something badass like what your character is supposed to be doing, like what he did in season 1. Just really didn't like what they did with Damon's character. And even if there is some kind of payoff in the last 2 episodes, it's not worth it. It's like, you can't just have a bunch of boring scenes every week and then say, oh, well, let's just pay off for this one cool thing that we do. If you're a good writer, I feel like you can make even things that are just set up for payoff interesting as well. Like, build-up does not have to be boring. And everyone's comparing this season to the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, because a lot of people are saying, oh, this season's been boring, or, I hear a lot of people say that the finale was ass. In fact, It's the lowest rated episode of the entire season, which I find very interesting. But it's like with Game of Thrones season 1 through 4, there was tons of interesting things that kept you invested. Things that House of the Dragon does not have. We all wanted to see Joffrey, the evil little shit, get what he deserved. Jon Snow and the Starks, they were all interesting characters who were some of the only quote-unquote good people in the entire show. They were somebody to root for. And then you had the whole thing with Jaime and Cersei. You wanted everyone to find out about them. Then you had Tyrion Lannister. He was hilarious, and everything he said was just masterful writing. I mean, he has some of the best dialogue in the entire series. Tyrion Lannister was such a likable character. And then you got this hot bitch that's always naked all the time with some dragons. You want to stay in for that. So my point is, there was always something going on that was very interesting with the characters in Game of Thrones that kept you invested into the drama. Whereas with House of the Dragons, it's like, Otto Hightower is kind of cool. Aemon, the guy with the eye patch, he's alright. And then Damon was pretty cool in season 1, but season 2, he's just a boring mess. But this show has no Tyrion Lannister. It has no character that you hate as much as Joffrey. There's nothing to really keep you invested. It's just so slow the way we're moving. Like when season 1 ended, I thought, oh yeah, we're about to go into war because, Rhaenyra's son gets killed on a dragon. And then season 2, episode 1, the little prince gets killed, which, side note, that scene really messed me up. I've seen a lot of horrible things in all my years in television, but that, I don't know, maybe it's just because I have kids around that age of my own, so seeing a little kid get beheaded, it was really disturbing to me. I know you don't show it, but you can just hear it, and just the way the situation goes down. It's kind of like, why are you such a dumb bitch, man? Like, your son's over here about to get killed. I assume that's her son. I don't know, the show's kind of confusing. Everybody in the show has like 20 different kids, so it's hard to keep track. But it's like, your son's about to get beheaded. You don't have anything you can do. You can't, scream for help. You can't, fight the guy, bite the guy. If that was my kid, I wouldn't just say, oh, it's that one right there, and just run off with my other kid. You really couldn't do anything to try to protect your child? And is Sir Christian really the only knight on duty? I mean, you guys are at war right now. You didn't expect that somebody might come in and try to assassinate you or your kids or anything? You guys are just chilling? Okay. But yeah, House of the Dragon Season 2, I couldn't even finish it. It was so boring. I hear the last 2 episodes weren't much better. A lot of people were disappointed with the finale. Even people who've been praising it all season, which, hey, the first 4 episodes or so, I thought, this show's pretty good. But after that, it just kind of got a little boring. Even when it was pretty good, I was still like, oh, it's kind of a little slow, but you had some good moments here and there that kind of kept you going. But I just got kind of fed up and I couldn't even finish the season. Maybe when season 3 arrives, I might finish these last 2 episodes, but for right now, I'm good on this show. It's way too slow. They're trying to drag this out all the way to season 4. I haven't read the books. I know nothing about the books, but from what I hear, this is a lot longer than people probably expected it to be. I just don't care to see characters talk every episode about, oh, we need to go into war, or, oh, we gotta make an alliance, oh, we gotta find somebody to ride these dragons. And I was like, well, can you speed that up a little bit? I just feel like this season moves way too slow. Then there's so many characters in this show, I don't even know who half these people are, or what their purpose is in the show. I know I'm not alone here, because I've been seeing people all over the internet complaining about how boring this season's been. Specifically the finale. How it's all just one big tease for season 3, which, if you want to have build-up, okay, that's fine. I'm not saying I need action every other episode. But at least have some interesting drama, some interesting characters, something going on if you're not going to have an action scene every other episode. I mean, it's a television show. You're here to entertain people. I don't see anything entertaining about people sitting and having boring little council meetings. And people trying to make alliances with some house I don't even know who these people are. Yada, yada, yada. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. Let me know what you guys think about House of the Dragon Season 2. I'm sure a lot of you are going to disagree with me. I know this is an extremely popular show. For the most part, a lot of people really like the season. I don't hate the season. I just thought it was very slow. They could have done better. I mean, you wait several years for these TV shows, and they come back, and they give you an episode every week. And it's only about an hour, and they only have 8 episodes a season. So I guess I just expect more when you expect audiences to wait that long for such little content. I find that kind of ridiculous. And I know it's not just House of the Dragon, it's just about every TV show with streaming nowadays. Back in the day, you usually get a new season of your favorite TV show every year, maybe 2 max. And it used to come with 13 to 20 episodes. And now it takes 2 years or more just to get 8 episodes. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on House of the Dragon Season 2. I don't expect many people to agree with me, but that's perfectly fine. What did you guys think about House of the Dragon Season 2? Do you think this is better than Season 1? Or do you agree with me that this season was a little bit disappointing? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time.